Hello everyone, we are going to have a look now at our new art topic for this term, which is focusing on Andy Warhol and pop art. So I'm going to go through the PowerPoint with you and there's going to be a couple of little bits for you to watch as we go and just some time to reflect on some things as well. So today we're learning about pop art. And there is a video that I would like you to watch. So what I need you to do is pause this video now, and then I've put the link in the comments box to the video that I would like you to watch, which is going to teach you a little bit more about Andy Warhol. So now that you've watched the video, you should know a little bit more about Andy Warhol. And we've learnt that he was a pop artist and that he used a technique called screen printing to create lots of prints that look the same. And you will have seen lots of these in the video that you watched. So some were of famous people like Marilyn Monroe, and some were of animals, and he did some of shapes like stars and dollar signs. But it was lots of repetition of the same picture. Although he often changed the colours of the pictures so that it was the same shape, but just lots of different colours, lots of bright, bold colours. So Andy Warhol was all about making patterns and using bright colours in his work. He used lots of repeating patterns or repeated images to make up these patterns. So you can see on these pictures that we've got here, he's got one colour here kind of sketched with the pink, and then it's changed to a blue and a green and an orange and a yellow. So it's exactly the same shape each time, but the colour has changed. And sometimes you can see the outline is black here, but here it's a white outline, and here you've got a pink outline. So it just the colour changes on these pictures. He was also famous for making lots of portraits of iconic people. Now that means people who are really important or have done really important things and are well known for those things that they've done. So there's some examples of some portraits there. You can see some of the close-up images here of hands. That's a bit like when we did our work on Leonardo da Vinci and we had to go at sketching some of the different body parts. So, do you know who the person in this picture is? I'm going to let you have a little think about that for a minute. So, using colour, what do you notice about the colours in this portrait of Marilyn Monroe? So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the picture a little bit more clearly of Marilyn Monroe. And I want you to have a think about what you notice about the picture. So is it the kind of colours you would expect it to be? And you can pause the video now if you want a little bit of time to think. Okay, so with repeating images, Andy Warhol used repeated images of famous people in different colours to create some of his most famous portraits. So this is the picture of Marilyn Monroe that we've just looked at. But what do you notice about these three examples? So we've got one here, and one here. So what do you notice about those three different pictures? What's interesting about them? So you might want to pause the video again now, just to have a little look, a careful look at these pictures, and to have a think about what the differences are between them. What do you notice about the colours and the outlines? And is there anything interesting about those pictures? Okay, so Andy Warhol today, if Andy Warhol was alive today, who do you think would be a good famous person for him to make a portrait of? Why do you think that that famous person would be a good person for him to make a portrait of? And it says on here, choose one person from your group to share your answers with the class. Now, obviously you can't do that while you're at home, but what you might like to do here is perhaps draw a picture yourself. You could have a go at doing your own portrait of a famous person. You might be able to find a picture of that person on the internet that you could copy, or you might want to have a go at drawing that person from memory. And you might even like to, if you've got some colouring pencils or some felt tip pens at home, you might even like to have a go at experimenting with changing the colours and using some really bright and really bold colours for that person that you make a portrait of. If you want a little bit of a challenge as well, you could always have a think about why you think that person would be a good famous person to make a portrait of. So what is it about that person that you think would make them a really good person for Andy Warhol to paint today?